are nothing. They're just some rocks over each other. But do you know what under these three very small pyramids? Under them there are 50,000 humans. 50,000 humans who's been killed during the building of the three big pyramids. Now in plain English, this means that you are having three kings here. For each of them there is a grave. To build graves for three kings in that civilization, if you want to call it civilization, we have killed 50,000 people. In our understanding, according to our constitution as Muslim, this could not be a civilization, because human here is not respected. Even we have great architectural advances. How can we apply this to the 21st century? Alright, let's replace the pyramids by technology. The pharaohs and the old Egyptians were having the architectural engineering as a major demonstration of their civilization. The 21st century civilization is using the technology as a demonstration of its civilization. Needless to say, it goes without saying, if we don't have technology, we wouldn't have the industrial revolution, and we wouldn't have what we are having now in the 21st century. Now look at the countries, and certainly the United States is one of those countries. Look at these countries, the America in particular now, who is holding the secrets of this technology, how it is using it. Again, it goes without saying, it is using it irresponsibly when we look at globally. It may be using it responsibly inside the United States of America, although this is doubtful, but certainly it is using it irresponsibly in a globe when we look to the globe. We are having technology of laser, for example. You can treat diseases by it. And also, you can use it to destroy houses, like what happened in Afghanistan and Iraq. You can use the sound technology for recording, and for example, recording the heartbeat for remote areas, for treatment. You can use it for bugging and knowing the secret of the individuals for sake of official purposes, which we don't know whether it is ethical or not, and so on and so forth. Now compare the old Egyptian attitude and the Egyptian civilization to the attitude of the cultures which is holding the technology now. To build one pyramid or three pyramids, you killed 50,000 people. Here, to build a reputation, you are killing thousands of people using the technology. Is this a civilization? This is modernization in my understanding, in my perspective. But it's still yet to be a civilization. So that's another point of how do we look to the culture, to your culture, that we think that you are having a different perspective of the meaning of civilization. If we expand on that a little bit, we can reach a conclusion that probably somewhere hidden inside the psychology of those who are irresponsibly using the technology, that the word human does apply to certain ethnic group, to certain people living on a certain land, something like that? I hope not. But actions can lead to this conclusion, that if you are speaking about human rights, and if you are speaking about human dignity and importance of human life and so on and so forth, and then you're destroying all of these, I mean, by the technology of destruction. Yeah, there is a destruction for human life, there is destruction of houses, there is destruction of civil establishments. Now, where are the human rights? Unless if we have another definition for human, that those who live in this area are humans, those who live in that area is not humans, and human history have some ideologies who've been dividing people accordingly. Third point of view that we hold as how we see the other culture, the American culture. I told you the first one, that we think that the government or the officials, by their attitude, are different from the ordinary citizen, and so therefore majority, I think, of the citizens are not very well represented according to the foreign policy. And point number two, that we are holding different perspective, that you are holding as an American culture different perspective of civilization than what we understand of the meaning of the civilization. And thirdly, and frankly speaking, we think that the leadership of the American culture to the world is actually fading away, and very quickly. I'm not saying it is ending, and I'm not saying that it has ended, but it is certainly fading away. I want to prove that. And again, I'm going to prove it by what happened in the sad tragedy of the 11th of September. When the tragedy happened, none has accepted it. It was a tragedy. It was sad. Nobody was happy about it, frankly speaking. But why? Why people all over the world felt sad and bad about it? I want you, as a person, as an American living in an American culture, to think about it. Why people did not accept it? Not in the United States of America, outside the United States of America. Why they did not accept it? They did not accept it because they were holding an impression, an idea, that the American culture is a culture in which you can have a dream. The power of the American culture was not a power of arm or a power of oppression. That was the power of the vanished Soviet Union. When there was communism, the power of the Soviet Union was a power of arm, of oppression, of dictatorship. They were having science. They were having technology. Actually, they preceded the United States of America in technology. And they're still preceding it in some technologies. So they were having almost equal technology and even more power than the United States of America as far as arms and armies are concerned. But that power of arms, that power of dictatorship, make the Soviet Union, particularly in our culture, sort of disagreed with the communism or even hated the communism because it is more powerful than us. No. But it was not dealing respectfully with humans. On the other hand, the United States was not strong because it have aircraft carriers, or because it having spaceships and so on and so forth. It was strong because the people loved their system of life. You have a dream, go to the state. There is fairness there. There is freedom of speech there.